That's what people are saying. I understand you, and I didn't at first.
Michelle, the Witch of Moon's Lane, and Moyra Major. How to witch, bitch.
Welcome to another episode of How to Witch Bitch. Michelle, the Witch of Moon's Lane.
Hello, darling. How are you?
I'm well. How are you?
I'm very good.
Well, today we're going to be talking about... we're going to follow up with the egg spell because some interesting things happened with that. We did that in a couple of episodes ago, and also talk about mirror work as well today. But before we start, we would like to say hello to Esmeralda Moonwalker. Is that not
yes,
the greatest
Oh my
name
God, that
on
sounds
TikTok?
like on Bewitched or someone that should have been on Bewitched.
Absolutely. Esmeralda Moonwalker. Sydney. I guess it's not the town, it's the person. Kelonia and Jen AF. They're all on TikTok. On Instagram, Memo Neo Music, Kristen Blakey, I think, Lisa Mitchell 19, which is great. So it's so great to see all the people are finding the show as well. And, you know, with each episode that we do, you know, send in a question, send in a story, something like that as well.
Perfect.
There's someone to actually ask about when you put the photos in the freezer. Remember we were talking about this? So take us through what that one was.
So if you're wanting to freeze someone out of your life, you basically take a photo of them and you fold it 3 times towards you, and then you pop it into the freezer. Some just like to put it into like a bag, like a plastic bag, and just put it in the freezer. I actually find it more entertaining to go and get an ice tray and to put it in there and to fill it up.
Right.
Yeah, so I've got a story of that. I think I told that once before. When I was moving, I pulled everything else out and I just put them all into my glass of bourbon and Coke. And I actually ended up burying them because most of the people had already frozen out of my life. It sounds awful, but it's not really. It's just like, I guess it's a witch's way of ghosting.
Yeah, it is.
You know?
It really is.
It's like, I don't really want to talk to you. I don't really want to ghost you. I'm just going to put you in my freezer.
It's avoiding conflict.
Yes, it's avoidance.
It's a witch's way of ghosting. I like that. That's great.
But I think it's also a way that if, for example, you keep texting someone because you can't get over them, just by doing that and putting them in the freezer, it's almost like subconsciously you've told yourself enough's enough. Now, come on, pull your big panties on. Enough's enough. And I feel that that's kind of where it is. So the freezer spells are really good for that. I did actually do a reading for a fella, and I went to his house, and he was saying, him and his wife, I did a reading for each of them, and he was saying, is there going to be any more contracts coming up for me? He was a builder, and he was just saying, like, everything's just stopped. There's no work or anything. And I said, look, I can see lots of work coming for you. You should be having, at least 1 or 2 or 3 contracts on the ball at the moment. He said, but that's how it was. And anyway, at the end of it, he said, how much is that? And he walked over to his freezer, and he got his money out of his freezer. And I said, are you kidding me? I said, you've frozen your money. Oh. He goes, what do you mean? I said, you have frozen your money.
Yes. So nothing's coming in.
I said, take that out immediately. Yeah. Take it out immediately, get it in a safe, bury it or do something with it, but don't put it in your freezer. And we laugh about that because he's still a client of mine, of how ever since that it just keeps
Isn't that funny?
Yeah.
People put jewellery in the freezer too. I think it's so to hide it so that people wouldn't think to look in the freezer. But that's different.
But it still is attached to worth, right? So if that's still attached to worth, it's freezing opportunities. It's freezing that money as well.
Yeah.
So anything in the freezer is not a great idea, apart from pork and lamb and
ice cream.
Ice cream.
Right, so back to the freezer. Once the photos are in the freezer, do they have to stay taking up room in your freezer forever? How do you keep them out of your life and end that work?
Well, eventually it's a case of once you've frozen them out for a good year, there's no reason for them to return. So you don't have an emotional attachment to it. So you're at the stage where you could either ignore the phone call, ignore the text, or they're moved on. So they're not necessarily in your circle. So that's when you just bury it.
Okay. I'll bury it. So you take it out and then bury it.
Yeah. Well, if you're like me, you can have a good old stiff bourbon and Coke and then bury them.
Drinking the juices of the person you've frozen out. Lil has actually said that she's listening to these podcasts every day in the evening when she has a bath.
Even better.
I love it. Honestly, it's become the best part of my day. So she's having a bath. Other people were cleaning last week as well. We were talking to other people.
Well, if you are going to have a bath, a really good thing for you to do once a month, if you want to recharge, is just get a nice red candle, pop it on the side. You know, definitely put in your rose petals. You can put in your favourite oils and whatever that is. And just imagine a white light, the white light protecting you and coming around. And just imagine from the top of your head all the way down, all the stress leaving your body. And as you can actually see it. So you see it and you imagine it coming down and out through your toes. And then when you actually pull the bath up, all that stress and drama goes down the plug hole. So
Why
that's
a red candle?
Red candles for love. You could do a pink one for self-love if that's what you're wanting to do, but red's normally around passion and love and things like that.
I like that a lot. So back to the egg. Someone actually said, so glad we get to see this. Thank you both. It was a fantastic episode. A little loose. Yes, Danielle, it was. How do you keep it real? I'm here for it every week. So
she still gave us 5 stars.
She gave us 5 stars, which is lovely.
Yeah.
Thank you. You're very loose, that episode. We don't know what happened that day.
It was coming up to my birthday, and I think I just lost the plot. It was really good. I sat on the lounge, actually, and did nothing. I think I went into like some sort of zone. I was like this. Because it was a Sunday. I actually took the Sunday off.
Yes.
And everybody was doing their own thing because they're not used to having mum at home. So I just sat there and zoned out for a good 8 hours.
Nice.
It was really good.
That's a great birthday present.
I've never done it before.
Wow.
Either that or, I don't know, maybe the aliens were recharging me. I'm just not sure. I was like, maybe I went back to the Earthship for a bit. Freaking knows. No one came over and say, Mum, are you okay?
Did anyone actually check in on you? Were you drunk?
No, but I did think I OD'd on chocolate. And it wasn't the good type. It was just the normal type.
Oh, no, we don't want that.
No. There was no microdotting going on.
No, oh, God, here we go again. Danielle, we're off again. Now, the egg episode, which is really interesting. So after we did this egg, if you haven't heard it, go back, listen to it. Basically, using eggs. You explain it better than I do.
So with the actual egg, what it does is it's an old tradition that you start from the head and you go all around the body, and you will actually feel, or the egg will sort of stop, or you'll feel like the practitioner will sort of stop around the area that you are needing it, where healing on the body or whatever that is. So it's an internal and external sort of healing. And we stopped at your leg. It was
my
your right knee.
Yes, my right knee.
And so then we come up, and then the idea is that you drink the water so that you have the molecules there, and so it's got your energy in that. We crack the egg, and then depending on how the egg is, if it gets really bubbly, that means you've been heavily protected. If it's all murky, it means that we've brought a whole lot of stuff out. There are even certain ways to tell if you've even got any types of hexes or any bad juju on you. And then we had these big stems that were coming up. We're saying that whatever it is that we were letting go of, remember you sat there and held it to your heart to let go of stuff, you had actually let go of.
Well, interestingly enough, after that, you told me to go and take the egg and put it into the ground. So basically, that's all my crap in there, all the stuff that I was asking for it to go.
Yeah.
When I took it outside to go and put it onto the ground, it wouldn't break.
Yeah.
So it actually was still the yolk.
Contained.
Still, and then I even poured water on it.
Yeah.
And it wouldn't break.
Yeah.
And then I had to actually push it into the ground.
Yeah.
And that's how it... So all of my stuff was sticking together.
Yeah.
Sticking in there.
Yeah.
Sadly, it hasn't helped my absolute tardiness, which is something that we discuss on a regular basis with this particular podcast, and in most of my life, is that I'm late everywhere. I have not, that hasn't helped yet, but maybe that's next week.
Yeah, maybe. But what else has it helped?
It has helped my knee.
There we go.
My knee is actually a lot better than what it has been.
So that was, remember doing it again, so that was the main focus, and it was interesting because that's kind of where the egg stopped. So the main focus for the egg was that.
Not my time management yet.
Well, I think the fact of maybe they thought if we could get her to move quicker, she wouldn't be so fucking late. I mean, just saying. Anywho.
You bitch. Oh, I'll move fucking quick.
Oh, yeah, baby. After this diet, I'll be moving like freaking jet for that ice cream you were talking about before. Boysenberry, here I come.
Oh, really?
Oh, I love boysenberry.
Is that your favourite?
Love boysenberry. Don't you?
No.
What's your favourite?
You know what? I'm actually not a fan of ice cream. Like, I used to love... There was one called Homer Hudson, which was the brand. That was the brand. And, oh, my God, it was this big chocolatey goodness.
Oh, yeah.
But I can't actually tell you the last time I've even had ice cream.
Hokey Pokey's another one I like.
That's a Kiwi one.
Yeah,
that's
like
us
that one.
Kiwis.
Yeah, that's it. I used to go home, so my mum would put me on a plane on the school holidays, a 6-week holiday, and she said I'd get on the plane and I'd roll back because my grandma would just
hokey pokey.
Yeah, just hokey pokeying the whole time, just eating tubs of the stuff. I loved it.
All right, well, that was the egg. So that was the interesting thing, that my knee has actually felt a lot better, and that was actually picked up with the egg as well. Mm-hmm. But we were talking about mirrors today as well, doing some mirror work.
Different types of mirror stuff. So mirror work, it's called reflection work, and, ancient Greece, Rome, lots of European countries have done it, but also going back... in Victorian times, when someone used to pass away, they would actually go around and put all over all the mirrors.
Mm-hmm, cover all the mirrors.
Yes, that's because of the portals that I've been talking about, how when I go around and I cleanse houses, I make sure that I cleanse the mirrors and I lock the mirrors, because there is the saying of the old time, if there's a spirit in the house, that it could go into the mirror and get trapped on the other side, all right? Or that's a way for them to sort of come out at night and, move around the house. So that's where that comes back. But the mirror spells and reflection spells are really, really good. So a good one would be if you're wanting to get rid of anger, or you're wanting to get rid of things. This will go back into the menopause as well. You know when you're feeling crappy, and it goes back to looking in the mirror, and that's reflecting back if you're feeling miserable. Write down all the things that you want to sort of get through the day with. So it could be like get through the meeting, get through this.
Be on time.
Yeah. Make sure that you don't, get up and smack one of your co-workers out, like...
We're looking at you, Ben. No, there is a third person involved with this.
And so, again, you go and sit there. You can light a candle if you wish and take the lights down. But the interesting thing with that, if it's a day or a morning spell, you can't do that. So you just write down on a piece of paper what it is that you want to get through, and you go and sit and you look at yourself. It's almost like, waking up to yourself, giving yourself a bit of a stiff talk. And you sit there and you say, I will get through blah, blah, blah today. I will get through da-da-da-da. I will feel great about it. I will feel healthy and happy and wealthy today, whatever that is. And then you rip it up. You just rip it up and throw it away.
I like that.
It's just a quick little, a bit like when I was saying when looking in the mirror and you have all your little affirmations around that. This is just a way to say, look, that's been done with, that's been dealt with, I've just thrown that away. Confidence spells are really good for the mirror as well. You can be doing that. But back a long time ago in folk magic, they used to have where they'd put the mirrors down, and around about 9 o'clock at night you'd light a black candle and you would sit there and you would just look at the reflections, a bit like scrying and sort of like things like that, and apparently your lover would come in, or you would start to see people from the other side. It's almost like a lot of ghost stories talk about it as well, that if they see you looking or you see them, that you know that they're there.
Okay.
So, so you can do that. So they're called reflection spells. So for me, though, reflection spells is what's coming out at you is you want to keep it positive, so that's how you feel during the day. You get your confidence up from that. And the thing is that is if you're putting into the mirror, I don't feel good, I don't like my nose, I don't like my hips, I don't like whatever, that's being reflected back out at you as well. So this is just a really good way that when you are looking in the mirror, find something really good about yourself, say something great that you want to have happen for the day. But being proactive is really what magic's about. It's taking control of things that sometimes are a little bit out of your control.
Okay, I really like that.
Something you can also say when you're looking back in the mirror of that is also saying, if anything is being reflected at me, just send it back ×3, or you can say, whatever is not mine, send back ×3, that type of thing as well, reflection. Because again, the mirror also works when you leave the house, but just by imagining that you are a mirror walking around, you're reflecting. So if someone's sending you lots of love, you're reflecting it back. If they're sending negativity, they're going to get it back threefold, because you've been protected by that mirror. So that mirror sort of is just, you imagine that, you to put a light around yourself, imagine the mirror where the actual reflection is reflecting out. So what I love about that is you don't need karma. You just see how suddenly someone's life just starts turning shit.
That's great, isn't it?
And it's great.
It's really good.
Oh, there's a bitch.
Oh,
evil laugh.
There's evil laugh in there. Yeah. No, it is. I mean, and that, but any way to start positively of the day and saying that, I will do this, I will do that, is setting yourself up for...
It's a goal set, so you're already doing it. And what you've done is
positivity.
As you tear the paper up, you're actually saying this is done, it is done. And you can say that too, actually. It is done, it is done, it is done. Because then that's also another thing that subconsciously that your conscious is saying, right, I can get through the day. The day will be great. And if something does happen, I'm not going to go in a heap on the floor. I'm going to deal with it, I'll come back and crack a bottle of wine when I get home and go, oh my God, that was shite today. But you made it through and you got yourself out. And I think with a lot of people with anxiety,
yes,
that's what they need.
Sorry, I was just laughing at the voice that just came out of you there. I wasn't sure who that was.
Who was there and jumped out
which one that was.
Which personality.
Which personality that was.
Yeah, I've got about 8. I think they've discovered another 2.
I feel as though listeners of this podcast would also be aware of that. Because I feel as though we have a different person here today than we certainly have had in other episodes. Because you've made complete sense.
No, you're just getting to know my sense.
Maybe I am.
And that's what everyone's doing. That's what people are saying. I understand you, and I didn't at first. People are turning in. I'm changing people to this new language. It's a bit like Pig Latin. Remember Pig Latin?
Pig Latin.
I love Pig Latin.
I could never Pig Latin.
Oh, it's so easy.
How does Pig...
Moyra May.
Pardon?
That's your name.
What do you mean?
Moyra. Moyra May. It's just the last name and then A with the M. That's really easy. It's Shelley May. N-Bay. Pig Latin.
You are speaking Pig Latin. I have no idea what you mean. Do it again.
Moyra May. N-Bay. It's Shell May.
N-Bay. What's a bay bit?
It's everything just stands in, hey, baby. Well, that's my Pig Latin. Maybe I've been doing it wrong. Well, people...
So everything ends in bebe.
A. A-Y.
Okay.
But you use their front.
A shell may.
That's it.
Okay.
You got it.
Moyra may. N-Bay.
Got it.
All right, I'm sure we'll get some comments about that one.
Home pay. Home pay. Home pay.
Optupa cage. I'm so sorry.
Elevision tay.
Elevision tay.
Oh, God, I'm going to etway me. Stop it.
You stop it. All right, well, if you made it through to the end of the episode, we can thank you so much for joining us.
Send in things that you would like to know. It doesn't need to be, it could be like olden time.
Yes.
It could be, we need to get into the goddesses because there are a lot of people that want to get into deity work.
Yep, okay. We will look at
We can look at those as well.
But
yeah, send through.
Whatever you would like us, Pig Latin included. Thank you for joining us. Make sure to share this podcast with your friends. Feel free to rate it 5, even though we were very loose, as Danielle or...
No, that was the last time. I actually made sense.
Annie L. Day said.
Yeah, Annie L. Day said. And maybe we could, Ig Pat and Lay, come in. They could talk to us in Pig Latin for the next one.
All right, before this is just...
Hecce tartes. That's what you want to say.
Pardon me?
Hecce. Hecce Arstays.
Arstays? Hecce Arstays, please. Miss Eshelbay. Did I just say Arstay? Did you make me say Arstay? I've said it 3 times.
I did. I'll be in the freezer by the afternoon.
You bloody will be. Your head will be in there.
This is your stars for the week. So Aries, you may feel like you're playing catch up this week, but plot twist, you're actually right on time, so slow the rush and you'll make smarter moves. Also, maybe don't turn everything into a competition even if you want to. Taurus, you're settling into your season and it shows. There's a strong treat yourself vibe, but try to balance indulgences with a little practicality. You have been in a nice swing and now is time to make those decisions you've been putting off. Gemini, your social battery is either at 100% or mysteriously missing. Go with the flow. The right conversations will energize you, especially the ones that start off random and turn surprisingly meaningful. Cancer, you're craving comfort, but life is gently nudging you forward. Take one small step outside of your shell. You won't regret it. Just bring your emotional support snacks with you. Leo, attention finds you this week. Keep that in mind and use this wisely. This is a great time to speak up or show off a hidden talent. Just remember, not every moment needs a dramatic soundtrack. Virgo, you're in get it together mode, and honestly, it's impressive. Just don't expect everyone else to operate at your level or organisation. Lower the bar slightly for your own peace. Libra, you're juggling priorities, vibes, and probably other people's opinions too. Pause and check in with what you actually want. A small decision early in the week sets the tone. Scorpio, something clicks for you this week like a puzzle piece that has been finally falling into place. Trust that instinct. Also, not everything needs to stay a secret. Sharing a little could help you this week as well, or even get you that favour you've been wanting. Sagittarius, you're restless, curious and slightly distracted, which is off-brand for you, but follow what excites you, but try to finish at least one thing this week before jumping into the next adventure. Capricorn, you're focused and determined, but the universe might throw a small detour for you, so don't panic. It could be actually the right thing and the right time to lead you into a flexibility time frame. Aquarius, you're thinking outside of the box and possibly outside of the whole entire building. Your ideas are gold. Just make sure that you bring others along for the ride instead of disappearing on your own into the world. Pisces, your intuition is strong as it is always, but you also have a tendency to be avoidant. This time it's time for you to face things and that you've been putting off or throwing under the rug. Once you actually face them head on, you'll feel a lot lighter. Now that is your stars for the week.
Woodwork Podcasts.